Wait. I'm not here. What's going on? I'm so afraid. What is going on? There we go. Look, let's just whoop. There we go. Not quite sure what happened there, but hi everyone. Hello and welcome to another edition of the SLATE. It is the Friday night edition of my tri-weekly wrestling preview show that I do here live on MrWarrenHayes' YouTube channel called youtube.com/MrWarrenHayes. What's wrong with my camera? Like, everything is very dark. It feels like suddenly everything is very gloomy. Why is everything so gloomy? It's not good. What's going on with my camera? Why did it do that? Hang on a second here. Oh, I see. See, the resolution's all shit. Yeah, there we go. That's better, isn't it? That kind of looks better than before. What's going on tonight? Must be Friday. That's all I gotta say. Welcome everyone to the Mr. Warren Hayes Show on the SLATE. Hey, I want to thank you for joining me this evening on this Friday night. We're inching ever so closer to WrestleMania. It is WrestleMania saison, right? It is the saison for WrestleMania. So we're getting ever so closer, slowly but surely, aren't we? And we are indeed going to get there. We're going to get there sooner than you believe. And that's exciting stuff. That's really exciting stuff. And we're still on the road tonight. But I want to thank you, everyone, for joining me here this evening. Because we got people here live. I mean, you'd swear I'm just doing this in my basement, you know, just like in front of puppets, you know, just like, the camera's not working. No, this semi-professional outfit that you come to have expected from me is actually done in front of live human beings, such as Brian Payne. How are you, Brian? Good to see you. TGIF indeed. Imran Abbasi, good to see you. Ready for Friday night Kevin Owens show and Sami Zayn. Flow man, yes, I am ready for an all right time. How you doing? Aaron Entertainment, good to see you as well. Phantom Mark, I don't know. Is it going to snow? It kind of scares me. But hey, this is where we are tonight, getting ready for all this stuff. Maybe a couple of quick notes, because honestly, WWE is keeping it scarce for me tonight. Not making my preview job easy tonight, not gonna lie. Making it a little rough, because they've only really announced two things, and I'm gonna go double check on their Twitter right now. I mean, look. Let me see here. Oh God, they really are gonna. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's not much going on, is there? Ugh. I don't understand how they're. I don't understand how they don't pull how they're completely incapable of giving us a proper preview. I don't know. It's just me. If I were putting on a television show, 2 hours on national, not even cable, a national network. Primetime TV on a Friday night, I wouldn't be like a couple of hours into it and be like, man, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do tonight. I don't live on the edge like that. It's weird to me. But listen, we've got time to talk about stuff, so I'm going to drop just a couple of quick notes. I want to thank you all, because the comment streak has been attained. We have nailed the comment streak. I was looking for 10 comments on the next on 10 consecutive videos, and we got them all 10 of them. Bim bim bim. So congratulations. Thank you very much to everyone who participated, and we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep on with the comment streaks. We'll talk about it more next Thursday on the next Mr. Warren Hayes show, but that means that I have to pencil into my busy schedule the time to watch the Goldberg at 54 documentary, and I'm going to do it, and I've got to schedule it to watch it live with all of you. Goldberg at 54, right? Where is it? I'm looking on the pay-per-view series, jump to match, highlight, other. Goldberg at 54. Oh, it's not so bad. It's like 20 minutes. That's not bad. I thought it was like an hour thing. It's like 19 minutes and 57 seconds. That's not so bad. But we're going to schedule a time, and I'll probably set out a poll, because I would like to get the maximum amount of all of you who contributed. This is for you, and I'd like to share this moment live with as many of you as I can. So I'll try to reach out to you folks, put up a couple of polls, maybe on the community tab here on YouTube, and try to get your what would be a good time for you. We'll try to find an excellent appropriate time for that. How about that? We'll try and do something like that. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll definitely do that. That'll be coming up. But trust me, we're going to do another comment streak with another reward. We're gonna make the comment streak. We're gonna make you work for it a little more this time. How about that? Works for me. Works for you. Works for all of us. Let's do it. Want to say hello to 5th generation Carney Joseph with it. Good to see you. Wrestling shit streak saver. Yes, thank you. Wrestling shit streak saver has saved the streak a couple of times. Good, happy that you're here with us, and I hope y'all are able to hopefully we'll be able to find a time where we can all get together and do this. Our boy Ben Parizet, right? Mod, now known as Phantomark82. Just want to point this out. He's not only is he a good, solid gentleman, but he is also a talented musician, and he started dipping his toes on top of being a Fanta connoisseur. Like, truly, the only Fanta connoisseur that I know about, and that I will follow his indications to the ends of the earth upon. That was a sentence. Ben is he's a musician, and he's dipping his toes into creating some very, very interesting synthwave tunes, which I highly suggest you go check out. He's got his YouTube channel all set up. What you do is Phantomark82 is right there. That's his YouTube channel name. You go there, you listen to the music, you subscribe to his stuff, because Ben is a good guy. He's been around here for a long time. He's a good friend of the show. Glad I'm here. And who knows, maybe he'll give me the opportunity to play some of his excellent music here for you on the streams. You never know. It might be one day he'll just wake up and have this great generous moment where he's like, "Here, Warren, take my music." And I'll be like, "Thank you." And you just never know. So thank you very much. That's awesome. I'm already thanking you for the music, and you haven't said it. But do go subscribe. Go subscribe to him. That's what you need to do. That's your project. People in the chat, that's what you got to go before SmackDown starts. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about tonight. Let's talk about tonight. We're going to go over to WWE.com per usual to talk about the copy. We're going to read the copy, what they have previewed tonight. Provided to us this... Wait a second. That's not the right one. This is the right one. Yeah, there we go. It is the show copy tonight is provided to us by the returning Michael Burdick. has returned. Who has returned to us this week. He was gone on Monday. Now here he is. He's here with us tonight. So I'm so happy that we have Michael Burdick back with us. It is truly a great occasion. Let's go ahead. We got two things on tap tonight. Michael Burdick. Just to make sure that the pronunciation is correct. Michael Burdick. The Universal title picture heats up on the road to WrestleMania. Did you know that? Well, if you didn't, you're about to find out. Here we go. Roman Reigns may still be the Universal Champion, but Edge claims the WrestleMania main event is his. The Rated R superstar made sure his impact was felt during the Universal Championship match at WWE Fastlane as well, taking a chair to both Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan near the end of a grueling matchup, which, by the way, I thought was really good. I thought it was a solid match right up until the clusterfuck of an ending. And it's the kind of one that you should go out of your way to check out because it was that good. Grueling matchup. With some help from Jey Uso, Reigns came out on top, cementing that he will in fact defend his Universal Championship against Edge in the main event of WrestleMania, but that cannot sit well with Bryan. So you see, here we go. They're setting they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're sowing the seeds of discord here, where Daniel Bryan is probably going to pop back into the situation here and is going to wonder, right? He's going to be like, hey, what about me? I get screwed out again. I'm this close to beating Roman Reigns for the title, and I'm getting screwed out of it again. And here's the thing. And I hopefully there's a couple of you of people who agree with me on this. I think that Daniel Bryan at this point is going to be added. I think they're going to go with the triple threat thing, especially since they're specifically mentioning Daniel Bryan in this situation, right? Like specifically, this isn't going to sit well with Daniel Bryan. That's right. Not going to sit well with him. So I think they're going to head on over and make this a triple threat match, which honestly I don't have a problem with, but it's kind of like I was talking about last night. You know, it has Edge become this year, is he the new Batista, right? Is he the new guy, that the legend that you bring in, but nobody really wants to see the legend. They want to see someone else, and it just so happens that someone else is Daniel Bryan again. I don't know how much. Like I this is the kind of situation where I would love to have been part of these creative talks, the chats with the talent, and see exactly how all of this played out. Was it like, yeah, Edge, you're our guy. You're going into WrestleMania. We're going to push. We're going to give you the big old push, and you're going to get there, and everything's going to be cool, you and Roman. And then in the meantime, they're like, well, we got to give something Roman to do, so we're going to throw Daniel Bryan in there, and we're going to try and make it make sense by having Daniel Bryan and Edge be pissed off at Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan is trying to take something from him, which, in fact, he wasn't. I don't know why Edge ever got bothered at Daniel Bryan trying to get the Universal title off. Edge should be like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to WrestleMania regardless of who has the title, you know? Like, so I don't know. Anyway. So, did WWE say that and then say, well, we'll throw in Daniel Bryan here. And then by throwing in Daniel Bryan, it makes us all realize, like, they let Daniel Bryan go, and Daniel Bryan just eats up the opportunity like he usually does, and then suddenly the tables are turned, and we don't really care about Edge all that much, and we're like, yeah, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, that's what we want. And now we're sort of stuck with this idea where it's like, now we're sort of stuck with the concept that, well, Edge is going to WrestleMania, but people want to see Daniel Bryan, so we'll make it a triple threat match kind of thing. I kind of wonder if that's the path that was taken here. I would have really liked to see, you know, I would have really liked to see what was the what's the word? I would like to see how all this was pre-planned. There you go. How all of this was set up and how much was like a little on the fly. But then I'm wondering, I'm saying to myself, like, there's no crowd reactions. There's no way for WWE to gauge really outside of social media, but I don't know how much they really gauge off of that outside of just who's trending and who's not. Like, there's no crowd reaction, so I don't know. I think it makes for a much more interesting match at it makes for a much more interesting match at WrestleMania to have a triple threat match, because I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about Edge. I'm unconvinced. Not entirely sure. And I don't think he's having the effect they hoped either. They being WWE. Anyway, and again, no disrespect to Edge. I'm just really wondering how much of this was planned and how much was like, hey, you know what? Daniel Bryan is such a good professional wrestler. He's good. He's still a guy who wrestles like no one else. And no one else wrestles like Daniel Bryan. It's a guy who entirely defined his style. No one wrestles like Daniel Bryan. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. Also, we've got Kevin Owens welcoming Sami Zayn to the KO show. This should be, and I'm reading the copy here, this should be one hell of a KO show. Now, am I supposed to read it hell of a or haluva? Because we know why WWE call it a haluva. It's because they don't want to say hell of a, because that's, I guess it's advertiser unfriendly. But if you put haluva, HLLUVA, in text, you cannot not read hell of a. Yet the move is called haluva. So how does that make sense? I know you're trying to connect Sami Zayn's move to putting it here, but it's not hell of a. The move is called a haluva kick. So I should be reading this. This should be one haluva KO show, and that doesn't make sense. This bit of copy, Michael Burdick, this doesn't make sense. This should be one haluva KO show. What does that even mean? It's like Greek to me. As Sami Zayn continues to push his conspiracy theory on the WWE Universe, a former very close friend in Kevin Owens hopes to bring him back a bit to reality on the KO show tonight. But with YouTube, I can't believe these are words that are about to come out of my mouth. Bear with me. But with YouTube star Logan Paul backing his claims in recent weeks, and after delivering a devastating hell of a kick. See, now what do I pronounce, Michael Burdick? How do I say it now? To Kevin Owens last week, Zayn had the psychological edge on his former best friend. So, I mean, okay, this is an interview segment. We all know how this is going to go. We're going to have Kevin and Sami have some happy banter amongst themselves, and probably someone's going to eat a stunner. That would be my guess. But the thing here, I don't want Logan. I don't want Logan Paul involved in anything I look or into. Neither of the Paul brothers. Well, I mean, if we have the chance, if we had the opportunity to pick one or the other, I definitely go with Logan, because Jake is an asshat. He is a class, a top tier, premier douchebag, and Logan is just he's the least worst of the two. And I don't want them involved in anything that I enjoy. I don't. But then again, I understand why WWE might be doing this. And, if you're someone out there, analyzing the ratings every week and breaking them down and going, oh, but WWE's losing in the young demos. They're not attracting the young demos. Well, this is how you do it. You go get, the biggest YouTube star out there that still, I guess, children watch. I don't know. Who watches Logan Paul? I'm assuming younger people than I'm definitely not the target audience for this, and that's okay. It's just like to me, there's a difference between calling out, between bringing on a rap star that I've never heard about, who is a legit musician and does that for a living, and apparently is very good at it because he's winning Grammy Awards while big time musicians are boycotting it. Oh, hey, that's time for another. That's a discussion for another time. But it's that I look at that. I look at the Bad Bunny when he comes in. It's like, I don't know who that is, and it doesn't speak to me. So it doesn't make me mad. It doesn't, I'm not going to throw things at the wall. It just doesn't speak to me. I don't know who this kid is. But if anything, I'm looking at Bad Bunny right now. Like, I'm not any more interested in his music. What he does is, again, not for me. It's just not for me. I think what he does is okay. I'm not an expert. I think what he does is consumable. I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. But I also think that, what I can see with him getting involved in the business is he's taking it seriously. I can get behind that. We've had more than enough, mainstream crossover people coming into wrestling to do the thing and just not giving a shit or being very winky wink about it. Yeah, we're in on it. We know it's fake. We wouldn't want to come off as weirdos. So, but Logan Paul, he comes with baggage. He's not great. This is the guy who went to that, I forget the exact name, but that forest in Japan where everyone goes to commit suicide in, and he goes in there and he films. He finds a dead body, a corpse hanging, and he decides to film it and put it on YouTube. And I'm like, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just these. And now he and his brother are, they're picking fights. They're looking to fight Conor McGregor. And I'm like, well, who are these people? I don't care. But again, I guess, my point that I'm trying to make here, as I started off saying, if you're one of the people who goes like, WWE doesn't know how to reach out to a different audience, well, look, this is how they're going about it. They're saying, look, we need to reach in the younger demo. Let's get younger demo people in here. I mean, it's not by bringing in Shaq that you're going to attract younger people. You know what I mean? No knock, but I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. The thing, but, I don't want to lose perspective on something here. And Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens is a match we haven't seen in a while. It's not a new match by any stretch of the imagination, right? It's nothing new. But you cannot go wrong with a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match. And if that's what we're getting at WrestleMania, we could be doing a lot worse for both of those guys. Do I think Kevin Owens should be having a more juicy, important match than this? Yes, absolutely, especially with the way that he's been consistent in everything he's been doing. But I mean, this is where we're at right now. We're getting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Story as old as time, but it still works. I think it's great. I honestly, my feeling right now for WrestleMania, but I'll still let it grow, still see what they're gonna do. But I feel like WrestleMania this year doesn't have that WrestleMania feel. It doesn't feel like a big time important show. But I do think we're getting quality matches. We're getting interesting quality matches maybe some of them, like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, are, they're like surefire wins. It's like matches that we've seen before and we know are going to be good. But isn't that what, how, there's nothing wrong with that. And if we're going towards Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, you can't go wrong with that. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley in this context should be a lot of fun. Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, couldn't give a shit. It's going to suck. And Shane is going to throw himself off of something and people will be like, oh, Shane is so crazy. He throws himself off of stuff. I'm so glad. WrestleMania moments for Shane. I'm like, everyone throws themselves off of shit all the time in WWE now. That being said, he's the only guy I know who's survived a helicopter crash. I'm glad y'all are enjoying my headwear that I improvised here tonight. Yeah, it does look like a bit of a, low dollar store Devo. We've got 3 minutes to go. What else can we talk about here? What else have we got? Let's do a Q&A. Let's ask me some questions, folks. It's open. Ask me anything, and I'll answer. Let's go right ahead. For the last couple of minutes here, let's just open up the valves. There's only so much I can do before I start inventing stuff. So let's see. I don't want to feel like I'm dumping everything on you, but I'm like, hey, why don't we just open it up for the last couple of minutes? Get some questions in here. I mean, if you want. Oh, but no, the Twitter is bare. Oh, at least look. Hey, Dominic is going to be there tonight. Dominic Mysterio, and he's arrived and he has a t-shirt of his real father, Eddie Guerrero, on. Yes, I'm going to great lengths to entertain you. Look at what I did with my hat. Okay, Flowman has a question. Can you wear a tuxedo for the Warren Hayes show for the next comment streak? A tuxedo. Okay. I could. I'd have to get fitted for one. Like, I'd probably have to go through the whole rigmarole because I don't actually own a tuxedo. But for you guys, I would definitely. We could have a very fancy edition of the Mr. Warren Hayes show. Not a Canadian tuxedo. I already own one of those. We, well, no, but like a legitimate. That's what we're talking about, right, Flowman? Like a black tie thing, like a cummerbund. I'd need a cummerbund, right? The whole thing. I could do that. I could definitely do that. That's a good idea. Okay. I think we might have... Cool. I think we might have an idea then for the next comment streak. 5th generation Carney Joseph with it says, where did you get that hat, Warren? Was it homemade? No. No. Clearly, look, it's a beanie, or as we like to say in Canada, a toque. It's just a beanie. And I just stretched it across my ball cap, my hat. It's funny how this has a very specific name, but most people will say, "Oh, you're wearing a hat," but they won't say you're wearing a hat. You're wearing a beanie. It's funny how, right? Or am I dreaming? It seems to me more people will be like, "Oh, nice beanie." They won't say nice hat, but then they'll say nice hat. Where this is also very specific. It's a ball cap. Is it because it's not cool to say ball cap or base? Because it's not not necessarily I don't play ball in it. I don't. I just don't. Not in my Bob Ross cap for sure. Absolutely not. I'm glad you got the martini glasses ready, Fantamark, Ben. That'll be a very fancy evening indeed. Well, folks, we are going to wrap this one up tonight. Thank you, WWE, for giving us all this subject matter tonight. Hope everyone has a great weekend. I will be back on Monday for another edition of The Slate, and of course, next Thursday for the Mr. Warren Hayes Show proper. Come and join the Mr. Warren Hayes Discord if you haven't already. I don't know what you're waiting for, but do join in. Tonight's a good night to do it. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time.